From her blatant transphobia to her outrageous, culturally insensitive writing, here's why J.K. Rowling's career is absolutely ruined. You're probably wondering, what the heck happened?
Has been created across these different cultures. Why were British sailors imagining?
So on June 6, 2020, J.K. Rowling tweeted about an op-ed piece. The piece used the term people who menstruate instead of the word women. Rowling was pretty upset about this and wrote, "I'm sure there used to be a word for those people. Someone help me out. Wumbin, Wimpund, Woomud?" This tweet caused a lot of backlash, and she didn't back down. Instead, she doubled down on it. In a series of tweets, she explained that she believes that biological sex is real and important. She even said that ignoring it can erase the lived reality of women all over the world. That's a bit of a stretch, isn't it? The author has mentioned that she supports trans rights and respects everyone's right to live authentically. But does she really? Just take a look at this blog post she wrote on sex and gender issues to find out. It caused quite the stir on social media. Here's a rundown of what she said. Rowling talked about why she supported Maya Forstater and the reason she's so interested in trans issues. She went on about her concerns about the effects of new trans activism on female healthcare, education, and freedom of speech.
Tolerance of alternative viewpoints is spreading to places that make me, a moderate and a liberal, most uncomfortable. Across the world have paid and continue to pay for the freedoms that we in the West sometimes take for granted.
Rowling also opened up about her experience on physical abuse at the hands of men. Apparently, J.K. believes the majority of trans people pose no threat to others, and that they deserve protection. She even feels empathy and solidarity with trans women who've been abused by men. But allowing trans women to use female public restrooms is something she just cannot accept. She claimed it was only to make cis women feel safe. Of course, many people weren't happy with her views. Rowling's words only spread more hate and fear of trans people, and her new book isn't any better. Her latest novel, The Ink Black Heart, is a whopping 1,000 pages long. It follows a YouTube-based cartoonist who's accused of being racist, transphobic, and ableist. She's then doxxed, threatened with rape and death, and ultimately ends up being stabbed to death in a cemetery. I mean, can you make it more obvious? But hold on. J.K. Rowling wants to make it clear that the book is not based on her own controversies. In an interview, Rowling said she had already finished writing the book before all the online backlash. I guess we'll have to read the book for ourselves to see if it actually takes aim at so-called social justice warriors. Either way, the book is only adding fuel to the fire, and it's clear that Rowling's comments about gender issues have stirred up a lot of debate. Huge Harry Potter stars are speaking out about J.K. Rowling's article. Daniel Radcliffe, the guy who played The Boy Who Lived, wrote an open letter through the Trevor Project. In the letter, he made it clear that he stands with the transgender community. He said that transgender women are women, no questions asked. He supported his argument with straight-up facts. According to the Trevor Project, discrimination against transgender and non-binary youth is a big problem. 78% of trans people have reported that they faced discrimination in one form or another. Radcliffe made it clear that everyone needs to do better to support them and not cause them harm. Radcliffe shared that he has met many trans youth who strongly identify with the Potter franchise, and the guy wanted them to know that not everyone associated with the franchise shares Rowling's views. Isn't that cool? But Daniel did say that he cannot assume to know what is going on in Rowling's mind. He just wanted to focus on sharing his support for the trans community, and Daniel Radcliffe isn't the only star to speak out against Rowling. Emma Watson took to Twitter to show that she stands with the trans community as well. The English actress talked about how trans people deserve to live their lives without being questioned. Watson even donates to organizations that support trans and non-binary people and encouraged others to do the same. Ron and Ginny Weasley's actors also released statements in support of trans people. Eddie Redmayne, the Fantastic Beasts franchise star, also spoke out against Rowling's views. He made it clear that he believes in respecting trans identities. It's great to see these stars using their platform to speak out for what's right. Harry Potter fans have also given J.K. Rowling some major backlash. Many Harry Potter fans were up in arms over her views. They seemed to oppose the very themes of acceptance that her books spread, and it's not surprising that people are upset with her. Rowling has been very dismissive of fans who were upset by her stance. Fans have called for a complete boycott of the Hogwarts Legacy video game. Spending money on it will only benefit J.K. Rowling, and after her angry tirade, no one wants that. A trans gamer, Jesse Earl, said that they hate to let go of their beloved books and movies, but supporting the game would mean supporting Rowling's horrible views. The author didn't take this kindly. She instead gave a sarcastic reply saying not all Harry Potter fans feel the same. Some have decided to buy the game and enjoy it without judgment. This woman just won't accept her mistake. And this had a huge effect on her career. Her company has reported a 74% drop in profits, saying it's because of the pandemic, but some fans are skeptical and rightly so. Let's be real here. We all know that J.K. Rowling's problematic views on the trans community have played a role in this, and honestly, it's time for us to show support for the trans community. If that means boycotting Rowling's work, then so be it. I mean, you would have thought the flop that was the third Fantastic Beasts movie would have been a wake-up call for her, but we're dealing with J.K. Rowling here. The woman thinks she can say whatever she wants without facing any of the music. Well, it's pretty clear that's not the case. It looks like J.K. Rowling doesn't give a flying quidditch about her legacy. And in an interview for the podcast, The Witch Trials of J.K. Rowling, she talked about just that. She doesn't care about it at all. And honestly, it's probably for the best. Because, let me tell you, the Harry Potter books haven't aged well. It's been over 25 years since the first book was published, and while they're not in danger of being forgotten, they don't have the same place they once did. If you read the books again, there's some pretty nasty stuff in there. The books are insensitive to a lot of cultures. And don't get me started on how unnecessarily cruel they are to some of the characters. Fans have been questioning Rowling about the things that were in there, and I get it. These books are far from perfect. For one, the books don't exactly handle race very well. I mean, the only Asian character's name is Cho Chang. Come on, it sounds like a punchline from a racist sitcom. And don't even get me started on the black character, Kingsley Shacklebolt. His character wasn't done justice at all. Then there are the goblins, who are basically a direct mockery of Jewish people. Comedian Jon Stewart even called that one out. And let's not forget about Seamus Finnegan, the Irish character who's always the butt of the joke. So yeah, the books are still the books, but even die-hard Harry Potter fans are starting to realize that they weren't as good as they thought. And that's how the career of beloved author J.K. Rowling has been completely ruined.